We are beginning with some breaking news. CIA officials have misled Congress since 2001. That is no longer just a controversial allegation from Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. It is also now an admission, reportedly coming directly from the head of the CIA, Leon Panetta. Today, a letter has surfaced. It was a letter written to Leon Panetta from 7 Democratic members of the House Intelligence Committee. And the letter says this, quote, "Dear Director Panetta, you recall no doubt that on May 15th, 2009, you stated the following in a letter to CIA employees. Let me be clear, it is not our policy or practice to mislead Congress. That is against our laws and values. Recently, you testified that you have determined that top CIA officials have concealed significant actions from all members of Congress and misled members for a number of years, from 2001 to this week. This is similar to other deceptions of which we are aware from other recent periods. In light of your testimony, we ask that you publicly correct your statement of May 15th, 2009. They don't actually say meow, but it's implied. And it is signed sincerely, Anna Eshoo, Rush Holt, Elsie Hastings, John Tierney, Mike Thompson, Jan Schakowsky, and Adam Smith. The letter was sent to CIA Director Leon Panetta on June 26th. That's 2 days after he briefed the House Intelligence Committee, of which these 7 signatories are members. Now, these 7 signatories are considered allies of the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Her contention that the CIA deliberately misled her and other members of Congress about waterboarding is what prompted the CIA to issue their "we don't mislead anyone" rebuttal way back in May. Well, now these members of Congress are saying that Leon Panetta directly contradicted that statement and admitted that the CIA has misled Congress, but he did it in testimony behind closed doors. They now want him to say it in public. For its part, the CIA is sticking to its guns, releasing a statement tonight, once again reiterating, quote, "It is not the policy or practice of the CIA to mislead Congress." Joining us now to follow all of this smoke to its fiery source is Newsweek investigative correspondent and MSNBC contributor Michael Isikoff. Mike, thanks very much for joining us.
Great to be with you, Rachel.
So first, do you think that I've summarized this right? Members of the House say that Leon Panetta admitted something behind closed doors that he ought to fess up to in public. Is that about right?
Well, whether they're saying he ought to fess up to it in public is a little unclear. But, you know, look, it is very hard to tell at this point whether we are talking about a serious potential federal crime here, and it is a federal crime for the CIA to conceal information or lie to Congress, as Chairman Reyes said, or whether this is a political food fight by the Democrats trying to defend Speaker Pelosi from what they view as bogus charges by the Republicans relating to her comments about waterboarding, because we don't know what the underlying information is. We know that it is not related to the interrogation dispute that presumably sparked this, because that's what the whole issue of waterboarding, when Pelosi said she was misled about waterboarding. We know that from both sides on this, that the underlying program was highly classified. It's not clear that this was some program that was concealed entirely, as opposed to what we think it is, was some adjustment or modification to an ongoing program that the Congress was told about, but was not told about the modification. So there's a lot of unanswered questions here, but there's unquestionably a lot of politics behind this.
It certainly seems, particularly because of the list of signatories, because it's only members of the House Intelligence Committee from the Democratic Party who have signed on to this, and because of the brouhaha over Nancy Pelosi in the past, it certainly seems like there's some politics at work here. But then the timing seems really weird. The letter is dated June 26th. So it's been out for a few weeks now. It's just surfaced today. The only thing that we know that's going on in intelligence politics right now is that there is a bill, the intelligence bill is moving through Congress, that has some controversial assertions about how many members of Congress should be in on the super secret briefings. Do you think that it's possible that this whole kerfuffle, this release of this document, is related to that bill, to trying to change current politics?
Absolutely. Okay. That bill was scheduled to come to the House floor tomorrow. tomorrow. And one of the extraordinary things that happened today is that the White House, the Obama White House, threatened to veto the bill if it included a provision that Speaker Pelosi and the House Democrats put in it, requiring all members of the Intelligence Committee to be notified about covert programs, as opposed to the so-called Gang of Eight, just the chairs of the relevant committees and the leadership of both chambers. And look, the Democrats put that in there. Pelosi put that in there because they said the Gang of Eight was so subject to manipulation. There wasn't enough oversight going on, and it's hard after everything we saw during the Bush administration years to quarrel with that. And yet there is the Obama White House saying, no, we want to be able to restrict the information that goes to Congress about covert action programs, so much so that they were threatening to veto the bill. I can tell you tonight, as a result of that veto threat, that House bill is probably going to be pulled from the House floor tomorrow, because the Democrats are afraid to push it with that veto threat hanging over it.
Briefly, Mike, are you expecting Leon Panetta to clarify what it is that he said and whether or not that initial statement that we don't mislead anybody needs to be clarified, or do you think that he'll just keep mum and let the CIA spokesman deal with this?
Hard to know. The statement tonight that the agency put out is remarkably unrevealing, emphasizing only that they came forward on their own, or Panetta came forward on his own to disclose it. We're going to have to see whether all this smokes him out or not.
Michael Isikoff, Newsweek investigative correspondent and NBC contributor, a man who is very much on top of this stuff. Thanks very much for joining us tonight on short notice. Appreciate it.
Thank you.